Welcome to not the Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Ellen, Jimmy Oprah show. This is not the Tonight Show. You're watching The Right Show. Put those little Jimmys away. Pull out a nice big half Persian Jimmy every Wednesday night and let's have a good time. Now, this show started just 7 months ago, I think, maybe even less. And we've already built it way up. It was me holding my iPhone, talking to myself, then 2 iPhones, then 3. Somebody's like, Kvon, step up your game. So we have this streaming service right now, which brings YouTubers, Facebookers, podcasters, and rock finners together at the exact same time. How cool is that? And there is so much to talk about. Honestly, we could do 2, 3, we could do 5 shows a week. But I compiled the best of last week and some things people are talking about, and then we bring it all to the table right here, right now. Today, we break down a fight I had with a pilot in the airport. True story. Then we look at a fight between ASU students, the multicultural students, and the white students, which are not allowed to be in that area, so they say. And then we talk about the rules of eating in a restaurant and possibly, maybe, celebrating Christmas this year, but we're not sure yet. It's all happening right now on The Right Show. Perfect. So, with that said, we have quite a bit to tackle today. Quite a bit. And we're going to see if these videos are going to work. We do have a sponsor.
If you have joint pain, muscle soreness, digestive problems, or just difficulty concentrating,
it's always a good time on the show.
then you
Today
might
we're going to
need
focus more on talking to you.
If you have
people. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to go over all of your comments, your chats, and focus on you. And then we will have a very good time. So I have a question for you. Did you know The Right Show is a support group for normal people? That is very true. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to share some ideas. Now, what I last told you is 100% correct. Dr. Fauci said there's a possibility, but it's too soon to tell if maybe we can celebrate Christmas together this coming December 2021. Does anybody want to tell Dr. Fauci we already celebrated Christmas last year? I don't know about you, but I've been celebrating Christmas every single day, whether Fauci said it's okay or not. I'm celebrating Christmas right now. Thank you. Why would I wait for him?
If you have...
So that's always very interesting to me when he tries to come in here and tell you what you are and you're not allowed to do. Next. Oh, look at this. We got ha-ha-ha's. We got Dr. Fauci and the Treehouse News. Yes. Now, the next thing that we have to discuss is why are the NBA players more eloquent, more rational, more tolerant when talking about why not they want to get the boosty boost? It just doesn't make sense. Do you agree? If so, put it in the chats.
If you have joined,
we also should discuss one more thing. Why is it that students at ASU are not allowed to go in certain rooms? Yes, you can go in one room. No, you can't go in the other. It makes no sense. Now, because the video stream is down right now, I'm going to have to describe each of these videos to you so that you understand what I'm talking about. And we'll do a very short live stream today. The first is an NBA basketball player. Last week we talked about Jonathan Isaac. Well, this week it's totally different. This week, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to try to log off and log back on. So I'm sorry, you guys are going to have to find this again. It's not going to be any of the links we just used. But unfortunately, my videos aren't working at all, and I wanted to show you this clip.
If you have,
it's not letting me. Maybe I'm being banned. Maybe I'm being censored. Let's highlight your comments so I don't ignore you guys, and then we're gonna log off and log back in. You're gonna have to find me again. So here we go. Let me give a shout out to Commerce USA, wondering if I could actually be here. Yes, you can be here. You're welcome. Same here, bro. TB says it. Karen Borjum in the house. Is that how you say that? BJORGUM. The Treehouse is good. Check her channel out. All right, all right. By the way, do you see my shirt? Someone told me if I wear this shirt, I was going to get promoted. Yeah, it's a new crypto, okay? Honestly, this Safe Moon could be a joke. Like, let's see what idiot wears the Safe Moon shirt. I put it on, so here we are. Let's see what Dr. Ballnuts doesn't listen to Fauci. Not Jesse is celebrating Christmas as well. Beautiful. All right, guys, we're going to try something different. We've never had to do this. But I think I'm being banned or something's being. We're going to try it one more time. Logging off, log back in. See if you can find me. This could be tough. All right, I'm back in. Let's see if this stupid thing is working. Have they banned me? Have they done it again? That's more like it. All right, so it's time to go with our sponsor first. This is who keeps me healthy, keeps me strong, keeps me working out. It's none other than Active Atoms.
If you have joint pain, muscle soreness, digestive problems, or just difficulty concentrating, then you might need Active Atoms turmeric curcuminoids. This is a high dosage of turmeric extract which promotes a healthy inflammation response. Each capsule contains 15 times more turmeric extract than other turmeric supplements. And for each bottle you purchase, Active Atoms donates to help fight sex trafficking. This is a company that actually stands for freedom, whether it's freedom from inflammation, freedom of speech, or freedom from modern day slavery. Visit activeatoms.com and enter Kvon10 at checkout for your 10% discount and help fight inflammation while living with freedom.
Boom. That's how you do that. I want you to put in the comments, where are you from and who is your favorite doctor? If you're wondering about Safe Moon, it's a new crypto. I did a show in Las Vegas, Nevada. One of my fans came up to me and said, Kvon, if you'll please wear a Safe Moon shirt, we're going to blow you up. This is like an up-and-coming crypto community. They would be so excited if you wore it. I'm like, okay. So I've never even bought Safe Moon yet. Maybe I'm being punked right now. But either way, the shirt looks okay. And yeah, Kvon, little fun fact, means Saturn. So Saturn is wearing the Safe Moon shirt. I hope it's safe. We want to highlight your chats. And if you do a super chat, that's $1 in the bucket, $10 in the bucket, $1,000 in the bucket. That's our record, by the way. Then you can get the cha-ching. Our subscribers have not moved up in the last 14 days. I was getting 1,000 new subscribers every week on YouTube. It came to a screeching halt. Maybe because I talk about the boosty boost too much. Done. So we are stuck at 335/000. We're stuck at 335,000 for some reason. But we can change the algorithm right now. I want you to force that like button down as if you're Biden forcing first responders to inject something they don't want. When we come back, I'm going to tell you about a fight I had with a pilot in the Denver airport. True story. Okay, so you're looking at me saying, Kvon, you look like a very nice guy. How could you get in any issues, any problems in an airport? Here's what happened. I got out of the little train that takes you from the x-ray machine to your gate. You get out of the train and you have to go up an escalator at the Denver airport. Pilot in front of me with all his medals and his awards and his hat looks behind me, and the guy behind me was not wearing his mask. I was wearing mine. He wasn't wearing his. So the pilot shouts over me, "Hey, put your mask on." And the guy said, "Oh, yes, sir." So I'm kind of in the middle of this sandwich here. The kid puts his mask on. He's like a 19-year-old kid. And the pilot goes, "Yeah, you need to wear that the whole time you're in the airport. Do you understand me?" And he's like, "Yes, sir." And he goes, "And I want to see it covering your chin and your nose." And I'm looking behind. The guy's like, "Yeah, no problem, no problem." He goes, "You have to understand, this is the law. This isn't just something I want you to do. This is something you need to do for the health." And I go, "Hey, shut up." And pilot wasn't expecting that. He's yelling at the guy behind me. So now he's looking at me going, I'm telling him the rules. I go, "I don't want to hear it. You're yelling over my face. Shut up. Why don't you get to the top of this escalator and go fly your little plane? That's your job." Well, he was shocked to hear such things. He said, now what helped is the kid behind me put on his mask and it said UFC on the side. And he had the tattoos and the thing. So probably when he saw the UFC mask and then me, now it was 2-on-1. He was like, he was so flustered. So he turned his back to me and the escalator's still going up. And I go, "You know what's funny? These pilots, they don't go to the airport as often as I do. Because when this pilot gets to the top of this escalator, he's going to see a food court on the left where there's about 100 people without a mask on. I wonder if this stupid pilot is going to go and talk to all of them and enforce the rule." And you could see the pilot just shuddering, and then he took off. So do you approve of the way I handled and heckled the heckler? I sure do. I call him Captain Karen. Now, this reminds me of a very funny joke. There's a little kid outside, and he wasn't wearing his mask, and a pilot came up to him. He's walking by. The pilot said, "Hey, you need to put on your mask." And the kid said, "My grandfather lived to be 97 years old." And the pilot said, "What, from not wearing his mask?" And the kid said, "No, from minding his own business." And that is what the pilot needed to do. Mind his own business. Let's change that to 97 right there. How cool is that? That's an old famous joke, okay? So you'll be happy to share that. You're asking me, Kvon, I want to see you fight with a pilot. I want to see you engage people in public. Where can I do that? Nashville, Las Vegas, La Jolla, Huntington Beach, Dallas, Oxnard, Houston, San Jose, and Sacramento. All of those are on my website, kvon.tv. But what you really could do is you could put on your own private event or wait for Philly. Philly is coming up next. Hey, Tiffany put a little tip in the bucket. Thank you so much. And Dina E always comes through for me. Yes. Let's go, Brandon. Dina E says, "Please make more music videos." I would love to. Those take a while. Christopher Jacobs, thank you. Everyone that puts a tip, I try to catch you in time before your name disappears. Give you a shout out. These glasses were given to me by a company. They're made of all wood. What do you think about that? Except, of course, the lens and these little pins. The rest is all wood. So it's all good when you're wearing all wood. All right. A lot of people agree the pilot was stupid. Mari Vega writes in, Kvon 1, stupid pilot, -1. Plastico Flamingo, Captain Karen, worst pilot ever. Love it. Thank you guys for the support. Always interesting going head to head with the pilot. Last show I did, we talked about possibly bringing me to your house party, and a few people said, Kvon, I want to bring you, but I have kids that are at my house party, or my nephew might be there. Is that okay with you? I thought I would show you. I've already been there, done that. Enjoy.
How cool is this? I've never done comedy on one of these in the living room before.
This is Kvon with a hoverboard.
How do you stop this thing?
Jump off! It rotates.
How many days should I stay here?
10?
10 days?
No.
There you have it. You bring me to your house party, I might be invited without you knowing to stay for an additional 10 days. It could happen. That was a 9-year-old birthday party I did not too long ago. And yeah, we had a great time. Look at this. I love it. Amazing. And Sharkshnas says, I have wood rape bands lying around somewhere. Well, you used to. I've got them now. The reason I'm wearing the sunglasses is it's still pretty sunny out. I mean, the sun barely just went down, but yeah, when I first sat down, it was out there. All right, so private events are coming up. Thank you, Houston, Myrtle Beach, San Antonio, Kansas, and Floribama for bringing me your way. It is time for comment of the week. But before we do that, I want to give you something nice. 5 free tickets for my Oxnard show, 5 free tickets to my Las Vegas show. The only way you can get 1 ticket per person, not you and your wife and your girlfriend and your cousin and your mistress. No, it's not one Mormon group or one Catholic group, 1 per group. This way we can share the wealth. Is you email info@k-voncomedy.com and I'll give you 1 free ticket so that you can tell your friends to come and support the local businesses. All right, comment of the week. Let's see what we came up with. Before I get into the comments of the week, I should tell you my new favorite hobby. My new favorite hobby is telling people not to get a tattoo that have already got the tattoo. Let me explain. You go on Instagram and there's people who take a photo of their tattoo and go, look at this cool dragon. Then you write, don't get that. It is very fun. Just go on just type in #tattoo on Instagram. There's thousands of people. They're so proud of however they've defaced themselves. I don't really care what they get, but I'm like, trust me, you're going to regret that one. Don't do it. Very fun. It's a great way to troll on a budget. You can do it on a Friday night. Let's say a date canceled on you. You're like, what should I do? Don't do it. Take the don't do it challenge. All right, so I'm going to show you my comment of the week, which was a girl who kept posting photos. It was obviously gratuitously trying to show her cans. Okay, so she posts this. All right, she posts this right there. And as you can see, she goes, look what I got. I'm so excited about my new piece. Now, this is how I thought of the game. I really don't think she should have got this tattoo. What man wants to stare between the you-know-whos at what looks to me to be a housefly dropping something out of its butt? That's straight booty. All right? Now, let's go to the comments now and see what you guys think of this. For my podcasters, you're looking at this tattoo and people are saying, ouch, it's a bee, but it really does look like a blue housefly. A bee has yellow in it, yellow and orange. This is just blue and brighter blue and darker blue. That looks like every housefly I've ever smashed with my sandal. So I wrote, here we go. Let's see if we can find what I wrote, because it's very interesting to me. Here we go. Pulling it up. I wrote this. Don't do it. It's permanent. And then her friends started swarming in like a bunch of houseflies. Joey is 73. It's a fact that tattoos are permanent. Oh my God, who knew? And the next person wrote, don't listen to him. He's an idiot. And someone else wrote, we don't need a man to tell us what's allowed on a woman's body. Now, here's the best part about it. I said, leave me alone. I can comment whatever I want. And the girl wrote, what gives you the right to comment? And I wrote, my body, my choice. So all her friends jumped in. What is this idiot telling you not to get this tattoo? It is beautiful, Jessica. And then one girl wrote, why is it your body, your choice when it's her body? And I said, because my eyes have to look at it. So that is the most fun I had. That's how I invented that game. And then this guy posted his, so I decided to keep it going. And if you look near the bottom, might be hard for you to see. Let me see if I can zoom in. Okay. Now, by the way, my name means Saturn, so I'm already on his arm right here. There's a safe moon. Then there's Saturn, right? And then I wrote, bad idea, won't come off. So there you have it, folks. Now you see what I do for fun when you guys aren't around. All right? What did you think of that? Will you be playing the Don't Do It Instagram game? As long as Instagram doesn't go down. Emily Daniels says, absolutely, I'll be playing. That is a fun trolling game. Seth Wright, do it. Amber Payfort, Kvon 1, Leftist 0. That's right. So what I want you guys to do is do it with the Don't Do It game. Now, that's not really a comment, so let's go to the real comment of the week. Here we go. Let's back this off. And sorry I'm navigating so slowly. I'm just kind of like going through this. All right, this was a cool comment I got. Rodney Noe writes, go Frevon. I guess he changed my name from Kvon to Frevon because of my free speech. And someone else didn't leave a comment, but they said, I am working on a new drawing of you. This is Risha Pants. She must be an expert artist because look at the detail. It looks, I mean, I've seen pictures of me that I've been embarrassed by, but look what she's doing. She's looking on her laptop at a picture of me, okay? And getting it all done and doing it in charcoal pencil or some sort of a medium that just looks great. So thank you so much. And the final thing I'll show you is I saw a Ghostbuster mobile on the side of the road. So I had to take a picture in front of it. If you have never seen this movie, it is still, to this day, one of the funniest movies ever made. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. I hope you'll see number 1 and number 2. Both are hilarious. All right, there we have it. We have finished the comments of the week. When we come back, I want you to put the difference between leftists and conservatives so I can see what you think. Okay. So now the difference between leftists and conservatives. Each week we pull out a new one. Sometimes they're great. Sometimes they're not. Either way, we're going to have fun. And I'm going to see what you put in the comments. But before we do that, be like the Taliban and attack your thumbs up button. La, 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 la. Now, as we're waiting for some of you to write in, is someone offended by the Don't Do It game? Rachel made a comment. Good. We haven't offended a woman yet. Hold the phone. I saw a girl showing off her tattoos under her boobies. I said, did you get the surgery first? That is the nastiest troll comment I ever made, and I think she cried. Perfect. Now we go to leftist versus conservatives. One Nation Under God writes, leftists worship themselves, conservatives worship God. Interesting. Michelle writes in, conservatives embrace common sense totally, leftists reject it altogether. Well, I came up with a good one. Very simple. Conservatives stand for the flag. Leftists hate the flag and find it deeply problematic. In order to fully enjoy this show, you need to understand the terms and definitions we're using. We're going to be moving quickly. Instead of vice president, we can call her camel hair ass. Instead of saying FJB, which is a very inappropriate thing to say, it's rude, it has a bad word in it. We don't really say a lot of bad words on the right show. We find creative ways to say FJB. Do you know what FJB stands for? Put it in the comments by using any other word for the F other than what it's supposed to be. Tell me what FJB means without telling me what FJB means. And instead of using that crude language, we call it Let's Go Biden. It's actually Let's Go Brandon. Now, do you understand why it's Let's Go Brandon now? Let me tell you. There was a NASCAR or Formula One racer, some sort of a car driver, and he had won the race, and he was so excited, and the stands erupted in a cheer. And it was clearly F Joe Biden. And the newscaster was such a pandering fool that she's like, well, we can hear the chants. Oh, everyone's saying, let's go, Brandon. And he's like, yeah, it's great to win and it feels good. She's like, well, I'm just so excited to hear everyone chanting, let's go, Brandon. Back to you in the studio, Steve. Clearly was not chanting, let's go, Brandon. So now every conservative, moderate, even liberal makes fun of Biden by saying, let's go, Brandon. So now you know where that came from. And the final term you need to know, let's get Biden to quit, or let's go, Brandon, to the Quickie Mart. You can pick one of these up on my website, kvon.tv, under the shop. There's only a few left. They have been popular. We now move on to something I didn't want to have to share with you. This hurts my heart to bring it to your attention. The fake Capitol insurrection is still a problem because they have still held people without a trial. Here is Let's Go Brandon's very own fake Capitol insurrection, and I break it down in under a minute. That's how you blame 74 million people for the acts of 300. As scared as those Congress people were for that 6 hours, do you think Maxine Waters had her big old wig underneath that desk and she had to pick all the dust out of it, dust it off on her knee, put it back on, turn it around because it was backwards, and then thought to herself, I'm the one that said, start a crowd!
You see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd.
Make a circle around them and drive them out of the restaurant.
And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome.
Maybe she thought for 1 second this must have been tough in Minnesota, Portland, Seattle, Los Angeles, to not know what these mobs were doing. I bet the McCloskeys who just went out in their yards like, what's going on here? And we took their guns and arrested them. Thank God for the Capitol Police Department. Just like that, all the Democrats who supported the mostly peaceful riots of the summer were now mostly safe. Wow. So there you go. The radical left has never held back from asking people to create a crowd, follow you into a bathroom, harass you, bang on your door at night, scare your children, interrupt a Supreme Court proceeding. They will do whatever it takes. But if anyone ever dares occupy the Capitol building for 2 hours and then goes home, well, we are all led to believe this was the most dangerous attack on U.S. soil since September 11th. If you believe that, let's go, Brandon. Something a little more current, the NBA slams Fauci and the exploits once again. Here we have an athlete. His job in life is to put a circle into a bigger circle. So when he can rationalize much better than bumbling Biden or Fauci or anyone else why he doesn't need a boosty boost at his current state of health, it's just awkward to me that he can do it so much better than the so-called experts. Take a look.
That would be like me telling him, like, yo, your wife is going into labor. How dare you leave this team and not go tend to your wife? for what that can mean for this team. That's something that's personal to him. That's health related. That's, something that's personal to his family. This is no different. This is, we're dealing with something that to me feels like has turned into a political war. When you're talking about a vaccination and non-vaccinated, I think it's become very political. And, for someone who's not extremely into politics, when you make something so political and not everyone is into politics, then you can also turn those people off, and, I think there is something to be said for people's concern about something that's being pressed so hard. Like, why are you pressing this so hard? Like, so much, you're just pressing and pressing and pressing. I think you have to honor people's feelings and their own personal beliefs. And I think that's been lost when it comes to vaccinated and non-vaccinated. And it kind of sucks that that's been lost because you're essentially not giving anyone, you say we live in a land of the free. Well, you're not giving anyone freedom because you're making people do something essentially without necessarily making them, you're making them do something. And that goes against everything that America stands for or supposedly stands for. And so I know I'm not in any position to go tell him what he should or should not be doing. And as a leader of this team, I'm not going to go to him and say, hey, man, we really need, no, the hell, you do what you feel you want to do. That has nothing. I'm not going to go and ask him, did he get a polio vaccine? So why would I go ask him if he got a COVID vaccine?
Unbelievable. Just the basic human rights and logic coming from a Golden State Warrior, which based out of San Francisco. They're part of the radical left. In fact, their coach is one of the most crazy radical leftist race hustlers in the game, who happens to be a white guy. Surprise, surprise, white liberal. Me as a half Persian can totally call those people out. So, One Nation Under God writes in, the NBA players are the reason for the hesitancy content purge. Prove me wrong. Stephen Lavoie says, let's go, Brandon. And Dovey2Blue says, vaccination. I think we should say vaccination, because then we won't be saying the word that gets us banned, the word that shall not be said. Hey, how about a chat in the comments? That was a super chat. Leadhead. I paused the new Project Veritas when I saw the live video. Just wanted you to know that I missed the last couple of live streams. Well, welcome aboard, and you came at the right place at the right time. Now, we've been missing a few others. So many of you have been supportive here. How about K.E. Wolf? And one more time for Dina E. Always a supporter. Now, I want to tell you guys what it takes to get into a restaurant in LA or New York. It's very simple. Just like the pilot who yelled going up the escalator. Here's what I want you to know. There are rules to eat at a New York restaurant and now an LA restaurant. If you can just follow these, you can get in no problem. All you got to do is get the Boosty Boost and then get it again. And then I need you to get it a third time. Then you need to get castrated, prove you don't have COVID, prove you don't have a cold, prove you don't have HIV, show your card, show your form, show your balls, show your mom, show your mom's balls, show your test in the last 72 hours. It has to be 72. It can't be too old or too new. 72 hours on the dot. Then come on in and relax. It's that easy. And those are the rules to eat at a New York casual dining restaurant. Me, I try to stay in the states that are a little more open-minded. I am a true liberal, meaning if you want to get 45 Boosty Boosts, get them all day long. Just keep doing it. I am there for you. I support your decision. And if you don't want a Boosty Boost, then come on in and have a hamburger. What's a few Boosty Boosts are not among friends? If you agree with me, put it in the comments. That means you too are a true liberal. We got to take that name back from the radical left. It brings me no pleasure to share this with you. This is ASU Leftists Gone Wild. This happened about a week ago, but many of you didn't even see it. In fact, I posted it earlier today, and my own fans said, I go to ASU and I didn't even know this happened there. That's why we share it, so I can expose to you what I've been dealing with as a comedian for a long, long time. You see, as a comedian, I have to go perform for these students. And it's supposed to be fun. A break from school, a break from social studies, a break from class, where a comedian comes, buys a flight, leaves his family, leaves his dog, leaves his friends, gets a rental car, gets a motel, and comes to make 100 students laugh in the student union. And now you're getting lectured how inappropriate and how big of a jerk you are and how rude you are, and you need to be more careful, and this is a safe place and a safe space. It is too much. This is now, finally, I wish I had a camera on my shirt. All those shows I did, probably 30 or 40 shows, went south because of people like these students. And by the way, I had 500 shows go well, but you want them all to go well. I don't want 10% to have this happen.
Hey, it is your favorite half-Persian comedian here to tell you racism is alive and well on college campuses, but not in the way you might think. Actually, it is the students of color who are bringing the segregation, the hatred, and the judgment. Check it out.
Viral video from Arizona State University showing an argument on campus.
It's between white and black students over who is welcome in a new multicultural study space. And tonight, investigator Melissa Blasius is learning the university may be disciplining the black students.
So anyways, we're here. We had to protect the space because ASU wasn't. And you know, like we fought for this space. It was years of organizing, and we're not gonna just let some white supremacists change that. So anyways, that's why we're here. Yeah, they're gonna make a scene and go talk to their Karens and all of that. But you know, it's important to recognize why we have to do that and what a multicultural space means. Because multiculturalism doesn't mean that, oh, we all come together and hold hands. It means that you provide space and you protect the most marginalized. And shit like that makes this space uncomfortable. Yeah.
What did I do wrong?
You have a better... You're offensive. Police lives matter?
You have the same sticker.
We're just trying to do school.
What?
You guys have the same sticker of the other.
But this is our space.
We've got a Police Lives Matter sticker and we're getting kicked out. Can't do school. You just said we have to leave.
No, I said... You're making the space uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
But you're white.
He threatened us that he will go to the dean. We'll see what he'll say to the dean. And we'll see how the dean reacts to this. And now we'll see who ASU prioritizes. Students of color in our only f***ing room in this campus are white cis men who are threatening black students by saying police lives matter.
So if you're one of those activists that wants to get rid of the final little bit of racism in this country, here's where you start. The Multicultural Center with those students of color.
Do you understand what a multicultural space? It means you're not being centered.
White's not a culture?
No. No, it's not a culture. White is not a culture. Say it again to the camera. You think whiteness is a culture?
This is insane.
These students have been brainwashed and told they're victims for so long that they are victimizing others and hiding behind their so-called race, culture, gender, or whatever minority group they tend to claim they have.
Okay, this white man thinks he can take up our space, and this is why we need a multicultural space, because they think they can get away with this shit.
I'm gonna sit here the whole time and you can find somebody to kick me out.
That's cool. We will.
Even the news can't help themselves, falsely reporting that there was a confrontation between two groups of students, when in reality, one group confronted the other.
It's between white and black students.
Well, this stuff is not going away anytime soon. Just to get into college, you have to write a personal statement. In that personal statement, you have to talk about how big of a victim you are. So once you get to college, that is the Olympics of victims who are ready to outdo each other with who's the biggest victim today.
We're asking you to leave if you have any consideration for people of color and our marginalized.
They clearly don't.
That I can go?
Yeah, the whole rest of the campus, the second floor, the first floor, the whole MU, every single part of the campus centers you. This is the only space that you're not centered, and you're still trying to center yourself, which is peak white cis male bullshit.
You're not.
You are racist. Your sticker is racist because police, that's a job. You can choose to be a police. I don't choose to be black. Okay? No, you can choose to be a cop. You can choose to kill people with a badge, and you're protecting that shit, which means that you're racist.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to offend you guys.
I know, but this offends us automatically because these people kill people like me and like us, right? So you're promoting our murderers. So please just don't do that.
Sticker affecting you negatively. They're just trying to do your work.
Thank you. So why should that bother you?
Because, do you understand that police lives matter was in response to Black Lives Matter?
Yep. Hold on, but
yeah, that's fine, and you have everywhere.
I'm working 60 hours a week while going to school because my parents don't just give me money.
It doesn't matter. You have a second floor.
This is the stuff that's been going on college campuses for over a decade. As a comedian, I would perform on college campuses and always had the best time until about 2012 or 13. That's when the victim status and the racial division and the hatred from the radical left kept coming and getting worse and worse, to the point where comedy was considered aggressive, violent hate.
So anyways, this is the violence that ASU does, and this is the type of people that they protect.
If you like my reporting, all you have to do is find one of my tour dates on kvon.tv. I'm coming to a city near you. Don't see a town near you? Put on your own private comedy event. Freedom of speech, freedom of comedy. And if you can't do either of those, why don't you put a little tip in the bucket and I will keep making hilarious videos, informative videos, and downright scary videos.
Well, there you have it. So it's important that all my viewers know this is what is happening on college campuses. This is just one where the camera happened to be rolling. When you walk into every college campus building, there's that one student center that has all the propaganda and all the genders and genitals and everything drawn out. It's like a hallway of brainwashing, and it creates this kind of environment. But where does it all start? I had an epiphany. I believe it all starts in high school, because in high school, these colleges make you write a personal statement. And that personal statement has to be 1 or 2 pages, and you have to talk about how horrible your life has been and how hard your life is to then get into school. So if you could just write a personal statement like, yeah, I worked really hard. I got a great family. I love my life. Can't wait to come to school there. You're not getting in. But if you write, as a poor Latino woman who got beat up every day on my way to school and called stupid for being like a white girl, I knew I had to work harder than most. So when I transitioned to becoming a man, that's when life got really scary, because then I was getting picked on from both sides. It was at that point I lost my limbs, yo. And to be a white Latino immigrant with no arms and no legs transitioning can be tough. That is until I got in the car accident. The emergency room had never seen someone with my case, and they didn't give me the proper care I desired. Which is why at this point, I am excited to have overcome all of that and wish to be a student at your school. Pick me. And then you just show up and you have all your arms and all your legs, and you're just like, well, okay, how did you get in? Because that personal statement has to take you on a journey, yo. A journey that could be more epic than Beowulf. It was at that point that I used a spork to fight off a saber-toothed tiger, and that's how I lost my toe. If you agree with me that the personal statement is what brings so much negativity to the campus, put it in the chats. Everyone's trying to outdo each other. Who had the worst life? You know, it's just like when you're in the ghetto and you're with your friends. You're like, you ain't poor, homie. We're so poor, we couldn't even afford to be poor. And then the other person's like, oh, whatever, you had that TV at least. To watch TV, we used to have to go to the neighbor's house and get up on the window ledge, looking through the window ledge for the TV. And then someone else like, at least you had a window neighbor's TV. It goes on and on forever. I'm telling you what. And that is what college breeds, unfortunately. It could be a place of successful young people that have their whole life ahead of them. That's not what they're going for. And it continues because now there's a show called America's Got Talent, where you can't really get on the show unless something bad happened to you, something weird, something you're overcoming. So they need to change the name of the show to America's Got Disabilities. You'll never see a guy who's just like, I'm a great comedian. I love making people laugh. I've been doing it for 15 years. Here I come, America. No, they got to be like, when did you fight the saber-toothed tiger with the spork and lose a toe? Then you can go on America's Got Talent. Well, we tell truth through comedy here. We are trying to wake America up with laughter. I need you to take the toe that's missing, pull it out of your keepsake box, and slam that thumbs up button so we can get to 250 likes in under an hour. We always end this show with a comedy clip because, man, it is messy thinking about these tough topics. So here's one from just 5 or 6 years ago where I was able to make fun of whatever I wanted. It was a simpler time. Before we go to that, let's do a little shout out for a couple of people that just came in. Beth Coddington super chatted me up. If segregation means not having to put up with people like those girls, I want in. They are lunatics. Thank you for that great comment and the tip in the bucket. Also, Zisoo coming through with the chat. And one more from Leadhead. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, here we go. I promised you a comedy clip. I do not disappoint.
A lot of people ask me, Kvon, how do you come up with material? How do you come up with jokes? Well, that's what the Comedy Rewind is. Each week, I dig into the archives, I pull a clip out of the vault that you may have never seen, and then I give you the backstory before I show it to you. This week is no different. We go back about 7, maybe 8 years ago when I was doing these jokes, which all came from real life. That's the key, folks. Real life always has the best humor in it. This is no different. I was going to clubs a lot back in those days. Do they even still have them? I don't go anymore, I'll tell you that. And on the dance floor, a girl was complaining that men kept hitting on her, flirting with her, and having ulterior motives with her other than dancing. Who would have guessed? I mean, the lyrics of every song she was dancing to told her what these men wanted, however she was offended. The point being, comedy comes from a real-life scenario, and then you just exaggerate it to its logical or illogical conclusion. We do that here. Enjoy the twerkfolio dance argument.
I heard a girl at the club complaining to her friend. The music got low for a second. I heard one girl, she's like, oh my God, all guys think about is sex. It's so annoying. Her friend's like, I know. Is that all they think about? Is that all they talk about? I wanted to stick up for men. I want to be like, excuse me, ladies. No, that is not all men think about. That is not all men talk about. But we're at a club. It's midnight. That's the topic of the hour. Okay. You don't want to know what else is on our mind. That would be inappropriate to bring up other topics. You're looking all great and we're just like, what should I do with my 401k? Can you help me out? It's open enrollment. Should I get an HMO or go Obamacare? I don't know what I should do. I got so much on my mind. Investments, what do I do? I thought of you. Can you recommend anything? Wouldn't it be weird if that was the one girl that turned her on? Like, oh my gosh, thank you for asking. Honestly, you should get a rental property. And this is the time. This is the time. Like right now, rates are low. These are the rates. These are the rates. They're bound to come up again. The rates are coming up. So you'd be like, wow, is she twerking and rebalancing my portfolio? I should go out every Friday. Forget Merrill Lynch. This is the place to be.
Stop what you're doing. It's time to hang out with the best comics in America.
All right, so there you have it. Comedy. It has a cleansing aspect to it. After getting in the dirt and the mud with those pigs. Look at all these comments go by. Podcasters, you're really missing out. If you want to watch this visually, podcasters, check the description of the podcast. There's probably a link there, and you can watch along with us. I put all kinds of images on the screen. You get to see this little community. As you know, The Right Show is a support group for normal people. And let's take a look at how many people it takes to put this show together. The names scrolling by are people that throughout the week threw a little money in the Venmo, the Cashapp, the GoFundMe. If I missed you, I apologize. Send me some more cash. I'll get you next time. These are the under $50 donors, which is amazing, coming through every week. And then we had 2 surprise big donors. These are VIPs for life. They allow us to keep the show going, even while YouTube is now choking off my feed and not allowing me to get the 700, 800 live streamers at the same time, which we were getting when this show first started with less fans. Now that I have 335,000 subscribers, you would think the viewers would go up. They've gone down. So something is going on there. It's just us and Active Atoms. If you want to throw a little tip in the bucket, you can do a one-time donation on GoFundMe.com, PayPal.me/TanksGod, or Cash App and Venmo. Super easy to do it. We're the only show that highlights all your comments as they go by as quickly as I can see them. We also interact after the show on Locals. So visit KvonComedy.locals.com. We're going to hang there. And podcasters, since we've made it to the end of the show and we had a good time, I want you to give this a 5-star review and leave a comment. I read all of them and I share them on my Instagram and my Facebook page. Did you have fun? Did we have a good time? Leave your comments, keep the party going, and head on over to Locals in about 3 minutes. That's where we end with a little wrap up and we talk about the stuff we're not allowed to talk about right here, because there's not as much free speech here as there is on the other platforms like Rockfin and Locals. Bye.
Please hang up and try again.